I'm Jane. I'm the manager of Springbank and more recently Interim Modern Matron for Springbank, Mulberry 2 and Mulberry 3. So I've got 5 minutes to talk about the last year on Springbank. So I will talk fast. This is Springbank Ward. So this is where we were a year ago. We had a very unsafe environment, lots of ligature points, unsuitable beds, kitchens which weren't very safe, a lot of things which just weren't really suitable. So we looked at our environment, we changed a lot of physical stuff, we changed some things around, we got the patients to paint the walls and did a lot of work themselves, so they felt they really kind of owned the ward and just made it a much more pleasant environment. Patients were stuck with no clear direction or goals. The ward had been open 4 years, and we'd actually got 3 patients who'd been there for that whole 4 years and hadn't moved on at all. So we've introduced clear recovery plans, given people discharge dates, and really worked on moving people along, which has been really successful. We've discharged half the ward now, ready for our new pathway to start later this month. We had a high level of self-harm and restraint, being an all-female personality disorder ward. There was obviously a high level of self-harm anyway, but with the environment being so unpleasant, that was escalated, and it was very hard to manage. There were alarms going off all the time, very hard on the staff, very hard for the patients. So we looked at what we could do for that. So, as I said, we introduced recovery plans, new groups, and it's worked really well. The therapy programme that was in place in the ward wasn't effective at all. We were, as nice guidelines say, the therapy of choice for personality disorders is DBT, but DBT as a standalone just wasn't working. We were hearing from the patients that they felt they needed some more sort of psychosocial skills, some more basic skills such as anxiety management, communication skills. So we looked at sort of introducing something other than just DBT. The staff morale on the ward was very low. We had lots of staff leaving, we had problems recruiting. People were leaving at 11 o'clock at night when they should have left at 9, and it was very difficult for everybody. And lack of proactive management and direction really from the senior management team on the ward at the time. So what we did, we listened to the views of our staff, patients and our carers. We had a ward away day, whereas previously that would have just been staff. We took all our patients with us, the whole of the ward, and also all of their carers. So we had a really integrated sort of day, away day, looking at what staff wanted, what patients wanted, what carers wanted. We listed all those views and we made a plan from that, and we're doing another one of those in a couple of weeks to follow that up to see sort of what we've been able to implement. We looked at our staffing structure and development opportunities. So we're looking at developing our healthcare assistants to do the foundation degree, some to become sort of support workers on a band 3. We've also introduced 4 peer support workers and a nurse therapist. So we've changed the team structure around and given people more chances to develop and to kind of make more of their role. Given staff, patients and carers ownership, as I said, they really, have got involved, the patients and carers, in bringing things into the ward, decorating the ward, personalising bedrooms, being allowed into the kitchen. Previously, because of the risk of self-harm, people weren't allowed in the kitchens, but we've encouraged them to come in, cook for themselves, and really giving them some responsibility back, and encourage them to kind of, be a real key player in their own recovery, rather than taking the risk away from them. Implemented positive proactive care initiatives, which you've been hearing about all day, and we've managed to now virtually eliminate restraints, something which we're really proud of because a year ago it was a daily occurrence. So that's something really special. And we've implemented a structured recovery model. So this is where we're heading. So we start our new pathway end of the month. So we're starting to readmit new patients. We did go through a consultation progress, which is now finished. The new staffing structure is in place. The existing patients that are left all have discharge plans now and all know where they're going and what they're working on. One of the conditions of our new admissions will be that they are prepared to engage, and if they're not prepared to engage in activities on the ward, then we will say goodbye to them. We're planning a 9-month pathway, so we don't get that stuckness we had before, and people from day one know when they're going to be discharged, and they have their recovery plan and their discharge plan at the end. So they know where they're going, and they know they've got time to work on things. So as I said, new patients planned for later this month, which is quite exciting after having a lot of the same faces for a long time. And we're going to be predominantly a nurse-led unit, so we have no psychology as a lead anymore. We have psychology for supervision, but the therapy programs could be nurse-led. So as I said, we have a nurse therapist, a clinical nurse specialist. We have some HCAs trained in core DBT skills, and we're training PP up to do other sort of psychosocial groups. So it's an exciting time. So we'll be offering sort of promoting recovery and resocialisation and core daily living skills, really, which is what the patients and carers said they wanted. And our aim is to make the ward a centre of excellence. So that's us.